Hey, good morning. It's Edna Keep here live with Free Coaching Friday. And just recently I had some questions about how much you should renovate when you're taking over a new apartment building. So I thought I would cover that again, even though it's probably not been that long since I covered it. But there's always new things that tend to come up. So I'm going to share that with you. And remember, if you need my help building your multifamily portfolio, reach out to me at 90days-to5k.com. So how much should you renovate? Okay, well, first of all, you have to have a goal in mind. What do you want the end result to be? What kind of tenant do you want to attract? What kind of, if you're looking for financing, are you looking for maximum financing? What kind of rents do you hope to get? All those different kinds of things are what you're looking for. But keep in mind that you don't want to renovate beyond what is beyond what you're going to be able to get for rent. Because if you're in a neighborhood that, say for example, rents for $1,000 a month rent on average, say for a 2-bedroom, and you go ahead and you put in granite countertops and stainless steel appliances, washer and dryer, and all this kind of stuff, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get a higher rent. So be careful with that. Generally, if you're getting a certain amount of rent, you're attracting a certain tenant, and you're renting basic housing. So if you try to give too much in different areas, people aren't going to appreciate it. I mean, they might appreciate it, but they're not going to appreciate it with money, if you know what I mean. So you do have to be careful with that. You do want to renovate to make sure that everything is in working order. You want to have decent appliances in there. Doesn't necessarily mean they have to be brand new, but they have to be in working order. And we all know that sometimes those older appliances that used to last like 20 and 30 years, that doesn't happen anymore. So if you've got an older appliance, just keep in mind that it could still last you many years, even if it's kind of old looking. Keep it clean. Clean is the biggest thing for stuff like that. People don't want to, see other people's crusty food on their fridge. If it's cleaned out and looks good, sometimes those older fridges and stoves can last you a long time. Now, keep in mind too that if it's going to take you 24 hours to clean that stove because your tenant left it in such a mess, it may not be your best bet to fix it. It might be just better to replace it because it's never going to look decent again. I seen a picture of somebody posted on of a tenant that had been there. It looked like for a long time. Anyway, the place was just a mess. It actually looked like the place had been on fire at one point, but I don't know if it was that bad. But I would definitely replace those appliances in a place like that. When you're taking those kind of, when you're renovating, people don't want grimy and stuff so old and gross that you can't even get it off. So keep in mind what it's going to cost you to clean it. Our repair guy is actually really, really good. He'll come out and he might charge us a service fee, but if he doesn't think, or if he thinks it's going to cost us more to fix something than replace it, he just tells us to replace it, and we appreciate it. It's better than putting in a $300 repair bill only to have it conk out on you in another 3 months. So keep that kind of stuff in mind too. The curb appeal is always really important when you're, getting a property ready for rent, whether it's an existing property or if you're buying a new one, or if you're buying to renovate, fix, flip, and sell your property. Curb appeal is very, very important. So spend a little time outside making sure that your lawns look nice, your shrubbery and your trees look nice. And of course, if you're selling in winter and it's covered in snow, it kind of looks nice anyway. But what's it going to look like when spring comes around? If it's a tenant, it's one thing. If you're selling it, well, it might be their issue by then. But what do you hope to get out of those renovations? Do you hope to get a huge upside? If you want to get a huge upside, you've got to make it very, very appealing for people. Maybe if it's winter, you've got to have some pictures of what it was like in the summer when the grass looked really nice and the trees looked really nice and stuff like that. What else would I do for renovations? You know, another thing to keep in mind when you're doing renovations is low flow toilets. And the nice thing with the newer appliances is they're all a lot more energy efficient. So sometimes you're going to save some money that way. And same with your lighting. Lighting is so important in a place. I know myself, if I walk into a place and it's really dim, other than maybe a fancy restaurant, first of all, you're squinting so you can see, and it just is unappealing to me. So what I know with us, our caretakers, they get told, watch for burnt out light bulbs, because we do not want our place to be dim. And if it's just a matter of putting in a light bulb or LED lighting, because that's cost savings as well. Get it done. Don't leave it dim in there. Get that ladder out and put that light bulb up, because that makes such a difference. Don't just put it up when you're showing your place for new tenants either. Do it for your existing tenants. They appreciate it. Security doors are another real benefit. Lots of people really like security doors, whether it's on, the house or the apartment building. Different types of security doors, of course, but, cameras, all that kind of stuff really, really helps for people to feel safer in your areas. So remember, when you're renovating, keep the renovation to the neighborhood. I mean, you could be the nicest one in the neighborhood, but don't go all high end in a hood house and think that you're going to get more rent. You might initially the first couple times, and then after your property gets damaged and beat up a bit, then it's back to market rents, and then you wonder if the amount you put into it was worthwhile. I've seen a few properties where you walk up to them and they're just gorgeous. The asking price is high, but we know the areas and we know darn well what we can get for rents there. So it just is, it's not appealing when it comes right down to that. So keep that in mind. Don't try to make how did my mother used to say, silk purse out of a sow's ear. Just make it compatible with the neighborhood. Make it nice. New coat of paint can totally upgrade a unit. Nice appliances, and again, clean is the biggest thing. Light fixtures you can get for really cheap. They don't cost very much, but the biggest thing is to make the lights bright in there, not dim. Your tenants, after they move in, they can make it as dim as they want to, but when you're showing it, you want it to be nice and bright, because that's what seems to be what appeals to most people. So hopefully that helped you when you're looking at renovating your units. And if you have any more questions for me, or you have a specific topic that you would like me to share with the audience, please feel free to type it in the chat box. And again, if you know somebody that needs this kind of information, please comment and share and all that kind of stuff. I don't mind getting new followers all the time. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll talk to you all on Monday for Mindset Monday. Bye for now. Hey, hi Manchu, nice to see you. I haven't seen you for a long time. And John, how's things going? Are you guys off today? Because it's Friday. I know my kids are off. We're not off, but the kids are off. Take care. See you guys. If I could turn this thing off.